Who was responsible for Michael Jackson's death? A negligent doctor or the singer himself? On Thursday, attorneys gave emotional closing arguments in the manslaughter trial of Dr. Conrad Murray. Now the fate of Dr. Murray is in the hands of the jury. CBS News national correspondent Ben Tracy has the story.
This is bizarre, unethical, unconscionable behavior.
In his final pitch to the jury, prosecutor David Walgren argued that Conrad Murray was a doctor for hire, recklessly willing to give Michael Jackson the powerful anesthetic propofol in his bedroom to help him sleep.
Michael Jackson trusted Conrad Murray. He trusted him with his life. He paid with his life.
Jackson was said to be in good health the day before he died, rehearsing for his upcoming world tour. He wanted his children to see him perform.
For Michael's children, this case will go on forever because they do not have a father. They do not have a father because of the actions of Conrad Murray.
The prosecution says Murray failed as a doctor, distracted by phone calls and text messages while Jackson was hooked up to a propofol IV. He also failed to tell emergency responders about the drug as they tried to revive the singer.
This is not a reality show. It's reality.
Yet the defense stuck with their argument that Jackson was a likely drug addict, injecting himself with a fatal dose of propofol and taking other sedatives.
Michael Jackson went into his personal bathroom and swallowed lorazepam. And Dr. Murray didn't know it. They want you to convict Dr. Murray for the actions of Michael Jackson. They just don't want to tell you that.
The prosecutor dismissed the defense self-injection theory.
It was junk science.
But Dr. Murray's attorney said his client was simply the victim of Michael Jackson's odd life.
He was just a little fish in a big, dirty pond.
Ben Tracy, CBS News, Los Angeles.
And joining us again from Los Angeles is Jean Casarez, who's been covering the Jackson trial as a correspondent for TruTV's In Session. Jean, good morning once again.
Good morning.
You've been following this from the beginning. You've been there since day one. So in your estimation, who gave the best close yesterday and why?
They were both very, very strong. You know, it became like a credibility contest yesterday on the character of Conrad Murray because the prosecution really argued that Conrad Murray was such a selfish person, only in this for himself. He wanted to make that $150,000 a month off of Michael Jackson, and when it got to be an emergency in that bedroom, he pocketed all the vials, put them in bags to save himself, not save the life of Michael Jackson. That it wasn't a doctor-patient relationship, it was an employer-employee relationship, and that's why he violated that legal standard of care. Brought out so many lies in the statement of Conrad Murray that Conrad Murray said Michael Jackson was saying through the morning hours, I can't sleep, I've got to go to rehearsal. But yet the phone records show he was on the phone all morning. Michael Jackson wasn't talking at all because he was asleep on a propofol drip. But the defense countered that with that Conrad Murray just wanted to do good. And he came on board to try to help Michael Jackson sleep. And he realized he had to wean him off that propofol, and he made a lot of bad mistakes, but they weren't criminal mistakes.
Yeah, when Dr. Murray found Michael Jackson, he didn't call 911 first. Do you find that to be the most damning of the accusations and the deviation of care?
I think the defense had a really strong argument of that. They said, look, it's a 14-square-foot home. It is gated all around. It is locked all around. Nobody can come into the premises. So if he had called 911, he would still have to call security to get somebody to be able to come into the gate. And so to save time, call security like he did. Security should have gone and gotten an ambulance. They should have done something rather than just send somebody upstairs.
How long do you think the jury's going to deliberate or have to deliberate with this?
Well, this is Friday. Jurors love Fridays. This jury is tired. I see that. I think they want to get back to their lives. There's a lot of evidence. It's been a long trial. I think we could have a verdict today. I think it could go into next week.
If the jury should decide to acquit Dr. Murray, what would they have to do to justify, what would they have to find to justify doing so?
They'll have to believe that Michael Jackson injected himself, swallowed pills, but even more than that, that this event, this intervening event, wasn't foreseeable. And that's where the prosecution has strength, because they brought out that Conrad Murray knew that Michael Jackson had a propensity for pills and also that he loved to reach for that syringe. It's in Conrad Murray's statement. So that makes it not an unforeseeable act, which even more so, he violated the standard of care by turning his back even in that bedroom.
Jean, any surprises yesterday during the closes on either side? Anything that could catch anybody off guard, potentially?
On the prosecution side, they have such strong evidence, but they focus. I counted 6 times they brought up Michael Jackson's children in the first 2 minutes, which emotionally brings so much to the closing arguments, but it was obvious they wanted to bring in that emotional aspect. And it's true, the children don't have a father, but this is a standard of care. This is violation of a legal duty. This is criminal negligence. That's the legal standard that they have to drive home and prove that beyond a reasonable doubt.
Jean Casarez, thank you as always, and we'll talk with you later.
You're welcome.